If the breeze is strong and the windows are open, just like it is today, I believe you can get away with a fart in church. At least that's what I told myself as I sat in the back pew, trying to keep my composure. It was Sunday morning, and I was packed in with a full congregation. I could feel the fart, that unmistakable pressure building inside me. It was primed, ready to go, and felt massive. But I was determined. If I could time it just right with the next big gust of wind, I could pull this off. I just had to hold on a little longer. The wind was picking up. I could feel it coming, that cool, loud rush of air that would sweep through the open windows. I knew my moment was near. It was a fine line, silent and stealthy, like a ninja fart. But the church was silent, and the tension was thick. The preacher's voice droned on, oblivious to the inner turmoil I was experiencing. Then it happened. "Eric Smith, would you come on up?" The preacher called out, looking right at me. Oh no. Oh, sweet mercy, no. My gut twisted like a pretzel. Why now? I stood up, a wave of panic sweeping over me. The fart that had been quietly simmering was now on the verge of making an epic escape. With each step I took toward the front of the church, I had to squeeze even harder to hold it in. The longer I walked, the more my stomach churned. Nothing would be able to stop it now. I took another step. A low, trembling foghorn fart burst out my backside, gaining strength and vibrato, like a distant thunderclap. It seemed to echo in the room. The pitch climbed higher with every step I took, each footfall a drumbeat of musical fart. The more I tried to control it, the more it wanted to squeeze out louder, like a small airplane dusting a field of crops on a farm. I was now crop dusting the entire church. I could hear the rows of pews gasp. By the time I reached the front, I could see the preacher's eyes flicker with disbelief, or maybe just sympathy. Either way, I was in too deep to back out now. I straightened up, doing my best to look like a calm, collected person who didn't just poop all over the church and its congregation. The preacher glanced at me, then at the congregation, then back at me again. He cleared his throat. There was a pause. "Eric," he said slowly, his voice crackling with some unspoken tension. "Thank you for, sharing that." He cleared his throat again. "I think, you'd better step outside for a moment. Just, until the end of service. God can perform miracles, son, but we still need to be able to breathe in his house of worship." The entire church was silent. It was like time had stopped. It seems it was so loud and lasted so long. People skipped laughter and were just stunned. I could feel every single eye on me as I turned and shuffled back toward the door. As I stepped outside into the fresh air, the wind hit me again, and I finally let out the deep breath I'd been holding, turning and looking down the back of my pants, checking for skid marks. I thought to myself, maybe they didn't notice.